It's the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast with Alex Trataros, John Meleka, and Raisi on the beat. Let's go.
What's good, everyone? Alex Trataros here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me, as always, my buddy, my cousin, pal, the man, the plan, the one and only, John Meleka. Now, I don't have my mic with me today. I was dumb enough to forget the dongle because Apple decides to modify all their products to use something to make an attachment. But we're still good. We're still here. Don't worry. We're still going to give you that analysis. We're still going to break down this game. We're going to talk about Zach Wilson, the PFF backlash, the questionable tweeting and direction of Elijah Moore, and then we're going to break down this Denver Broncos game. But before we get into all of that, John, Greg, how you guys doing? Always with us is video producer Greg, extraordinaire. Always with us.
Always.
How you guys feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. Ready to get into this. We can't have nice things. That's my takeaway from this week so far. We're having a great week. Everything's going nice. It starts off with maybe Zach Wilson's not the guy, even though he's won every game. He's looked phenomenal. He single-handedly won us the Pittsburgh game. I think people just forget that 2 weeks later. Elijah Moore now, we're going through with that. It's been quite a week sitting at third in the AFC at 4-2. So
truly, what have you done for me lately, league? Truly, John. John, what's going on, bro?
I mean, last time I saw you guys, I was riding on top of the world. My brother making fun of me for like screaming for 10 straight minutes in the last episode, but it was all well deserved. And I'm not here to say, hey, I called this and I called that, but we didn't even know about that Elijah Moore tweet when we were talking about how Elijah Moore was invisible during that last game. And as soon as it was over, we saw the tweet. And then this whole debacle happened. It's been 3 days. It's been 4 days since the Jets beat Green Bay in Lambeau Field. And we were talking about how the Jets are third in the AFC 3 days ago. Like, I don't know. All of a sudden now, Elijah Moore, we'll get into all of that. But shout out to you for holding down the 40-40 Club, Knicks Fan TV. We did a live episode last week. Unfortunate game for the Knicks, but they held on in overtime. Questionable calls, of course. We're all used to that.
We're New York fans, bro.
Yankees go down in game one. They got to win this game 2 tonight as we're recording. But, dude, look at Donaldson getting a single, too. Wow, look at him. All right. Sorry. Oh, double. All right. Sorry. All right. We're going to go into this Jets game, man, because we have a lot to discuss, okay? It's so hard to even know where to start because we joked around last week. We're like, yo, I love it. We're going to get the disrespect for Zach Wilson because he hasn't thrown a touchdown. Nobody cares that Breece Hall got tackled on the 1-2 times, and the stats would have been different. That's what everybody's going to talk about. We still don't know about Zach Wilson. Jets still don't have a quarterback. They're winning on special teams and defense, and nobody cares about that. What about Zach Wilson? We knew that was going to be the story. It's getting kind of annoying. I want to get your takes on that. But what's even crazier, man, is our players are literally getting awards by the NFL, and then our boys at PFF, like, we like PFF for the most part, right? Like, especially during draft season, like, we look at it during free agency. We take a look. You know, I even went there to help them out with like the review stuff. Like they're fine, but yo, what's going on with this Quinnen Williams changing it up 3 times? They can't get the score right. He was the best player of the week. That's the score. Nickelodeon said it. The NFL said it. Like, we all saw it with our eyes. Like, why are you guys just trying to be different in this aspect? And then like they made a video about it, and they didn't tell. They didn't tell their boy Timo Risk on PFF. They didn't tell him because he's still thinking about 2 weeks ago. He's like, oh, yeah, the Dolphins, if Tua was in there, they would have scored more points than the New York Jets. That's what my PFF says. Like, hammer the Broncos. Like, okay, dude, like, what is happening in the NFL world when it pertains to the New York Jets?
It's funny, man. It's fun. I'm going to tell you this story to how PFF sounds to me right now. Shout out to my boy Steve, who listens to this podcast. He always told me about how his pops wanted to be different, and it was during the time the Beatles were up and coming. They were the mainstay, right? You just tuned in. You love the Beatles. Everything was out there. If you weren't listening to the Beatles, you were just considered like, what's wrong with you, right? Like, what why don't you like the people who are literally rocking the world right now? So my boy's father wanted to be different. Was not into the Beatles. Decided to go listen to the Trashmen, and we all know the famous song by the Trashmen. Oh, well, a bird, 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 bird is. And so he was like a big fan of those guys, and just wanted to be different. And that's kind of to me how PFF sounds right now with all this hate towards the Jets. We're seeing our rookies show out, help us winning games. Quinton Williams has a beastly performance in Green Bay, and now you're going to say. You graded him wrong the first time. You then modified the grade. Still wasn't good enough. You're still trying to troll over us. We had the whole PFF George tell us how Breece Hall was a terrible draft pick. Come on, guys. Like at this point, to me, it just seems like you're trolling just to get clicks, so that way you can be relevant. Like to me, it does not make any sense how you could then get into an argument on Twitter. John, you can read that tweet, bro. I know you got a locked on dead. By I think it was like PFF, was it Mike, Matt, whoever his name is? I don't even care.
BFF Moo, dude.
PFF Moo. I don't even care to get his name right, man, because to even put out the thought that, oh, well, maybe if Tua plays that the Dolphins would have won this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? If the fucking moon crashed on this planet, there would be no game. All right. I don't give a damn what could have happened.
No, dude, don't worry. His Twitter bio says mathematician, data science, or PFF tweets out. On the day October 20th, 7:51 a.m. Of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's getting out of hand. If the Dolphins just had a healthy Tua, they'll probably score just enough to beat the Jets in Week 5. And then we are talking about whether the Jets are the third or fourth best team in their own division. This is in response to an article from Bill Barnwell from ESPN, writing out, depending on how you slice it, the Jets have a credible case as the AFC's third best team, because ESPN, we were going crazy about it. Greg and I early on, after preseason, they had us at 30th. After week 1, they had us at 32nd, drafting first. And at least now they, corrected themselves, right? They're not at least being stubborn about it. They had us at number 9 in their power rankings going on this week. But dude, what's going on, Greg?
Dude, I hate everyone. I hate PFF. I hate ESPN. I hate flip-flopping Stephen A. Smith. 2 months ago, said Jets aren't even worth his time. They stink. That's what the stink is coming out of New Jersey. And now all of a sudden, 2 months later, he's got us as the 5th best team in the NFL. Dude, I hate ESPN. I hate these guys, PFF, the national guys. I love Jets Twitter. I love the personalities. I love what we got to say. I love that we bullied PFF into giving them Quinton the right grade, because that's what we did. We said there was a travesty, a calamity that ensued on grading on Sunday. I mean, it was crazy. And what's even nuts too is they still are saying like, oh, his grade's not as high, like crazy high, because the block punt is a special teams play. It's not a defensive play. So that was like another big clarification that they had today. It's like, okay, but his defensive performance was amazing. Like, it doesn't, like, it's crazy. So I'm tired of all this stuff. The Jets fans watch with our own 2 eyes. We know who's good. We know what the real deal is. People saying that, oh, Tua played, they would have, who was he throwing on? Sauce? Whitehead? Joyner? DJ Reed? Is he not getting sacked 7 times by our defensive line? Like, who, like, Tua's like this. Miami has this fictional imagination that Tua fixes everything. Tua's back this week. Tua's probably going to play the rest of the year. God willing, he's healthy, and they're gonna be okay. They're gonna be a good team. They're gonna be okay, but they're not gonna be these world beaters that everyone's like, oh, Miami. They had one good game. They had one good game week 2, and all of a sudden everyone wants to crown them. That's the overreaction that I don't get. This Moo guy is he's overreacting to Miami with the tweet.
What doesn't even make sense is that we just beat a quarterback that's better than Tua and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
It does. Where's the math there? Come on, mathematician. Where's the math there?
No, you beat it late. We already beat Green Bay in Green Bay, bro. You're too late. You're too late for all that. It makes no sense, guys. But Oh man, you know what else makes no sense? I can't hold it any longer, man. We mentioned it all at the top here independently, and it's Elijah Moore. We were upset that he didn't get any targets last game. I even started him in my fantasy league last week that nobody cares about. I said right away, dude, Elijah Moore is going to be pissed. He had that one play and it was a penalty. Like nobody's even looking at him. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, he does the text, the tweet, and then Robert Saleh actually has his back. He kind of uses, we just played Aaron Rodgers, so maybe he's in my head, but he kind of played the little Aaron Rodgers, twisting some words where he's like he's on home for personal family issues, and we even had people like tweeting like Chris Williamson, like, don't you dare say anything bad about Elijah Moore if it's like a personal family reason. Like, yeah, like we agreed. But then about a couple hours later, it turned out, nah, it's really a trade request, and he is just away from the team. So it's super interesting because Elijah Moore was our boy like literally 5 minutes ago. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden, like Greg, you said the Jets fan base, they travel apparently according to, first me, eyewitness, but also the players saw it, and you see the Jets fans are watching every single play. They now have turned on Elijah Moore, and he's Alex's boy. Like Alex has been screaming about Elijah Moore since the second we got him. You said he's going to play all positions. He has one of the top percentage of snaps on the actual Jets. He's just not being targeted. Now he wants a trade. Greg said we can't have nice things. That's what
really
it seems
can't,
like,
man.
Alex. That's
really
what it
can't.
Seems like
we can't just have we can't have a quiet season where we're starting to do well and everyone's content.
A quiet week. Forget a season. Week. I just want a week.
Just everything is like, all right, Jets are now 4-2. We got them in the top 10 of power rankings. Everything's good. Nah. Quinnen Williams not good enough. Jets not good enough. Is Zach Wilson the answer? He only threw one touchdown to Corey Davis against the Pittsburgh Steelers, which Greg mentioned on that comeback that we somehow forget. And now we have Elijah Moore saying, hey.
Doesn't count,
bro. Doesn't count. But now we have Elijah Moore who's like, hey, man, I'm requesting a trade. The Jets, as of right now, based on reports, are not looking to honor that trade. He will be staying in-house, and rightfully so. And look, I get it. You're not being targeted throughout the first 6 weeks, or you are being targeted, I should say. He has been targeted. Especially when Joe Flacco was under center. He got a lot of targets, all right? I think he got 9 targets twice while Joe Flacco was under center. And he's run the most routes, man.
He thought he was going to jump up with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, but guess what? It's taking time for Zach Wilson just to get comfortable, all right? And guess what? In the last couple of games, we didn't need to throw. We had a good running game. To me, man, as a player, I can, you should care more about winning than your goddamn personal stats. I get where the personal stats come in and why you need it for contracts, extensions, all those things, for accolades. I totally get it. Totally understandable. But while your team is winning because this damn franchise hasn't won and been relevant in October for so long, and the fans are happy, and you're a second-year player, bro. You're not even up for a new contract yet. You played 17 games. You missed part of last season. You played 17 games, and now you're saying, hey, man, I'm not getting enough receptions. I haven't gotten a touchdown yet. I need a trade. That's how it comes across as. But yet you lead the team in routes run with 215. Corey Davis with 190 next. All right. He's had as many scripted plays for him included than as all the other receivers on this team. All right. His usage is up there, John, as you talked about. He's on the field. He's not even missing the field. Has the game called for him to be utilized yet? No. Why? Because we haven't played a defense that says, let's do that. We don't have that quarterback where it's like Aaron Rodgers yet. I'll put the yet there because maybe Zach Wilson could be like a Matt Stafford who could just swing it over the place somewhere down the line, right? Maybe he can't be like that Derek Carr, that our guy DJ Bieniemy says. But as of right now, he is not. He's coming back off of an injury. It's his third game. The team is riding high on a 3-game victory, 3 straight. and you're worried about not getting the ball because you played the Packers, who are known for just giving up who's known for not giving up a lot of passing touchdowns. You're not going to see that there. We had Breece Hall all activated. A week before that, you had Breece Hall all activated. 2 weeks ago, you were still involved, and it just happened to be, it was a sloppy game. Zach Wilson's first game back. Can you give him some time to get in rhythm? It just happened to be Corey Davis that play. Just relax. Relax, my guy. Relax. This is just ridiculous. And I see fans are like, trade him, get him off this team, blah, 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 blah. I'm not there yet. I think it's stupid that he's requesting a trade so early into his young career, because as of right now, you just seem like a diva more than actually a team player. But it's not it's really not that serious on all sides. Come on now.
Greg, shaking your head, man. What's up?
It's just another thing that's stupid. Like, the whole thing's dumb. Like, okay, he wants a trade. Guess what? He's not going to get a trade for all the reasons Alex pointed out. Second year, hasn't done anything. What is, nothing's going to happen. Where the coaches are going to hold the line. They're going to give you coach speak when you ask about it, because people are going to ask about it. He's going to play. He's not going to play. It doesn't matter. He's young. He's 22 years old. He's impulsive. He hasn't figured it out yet on multiple levels, whether it's on the line, off the line with social media, whatever it is. He hasn't figured it out yet. Dude, he's a young guy. He's making mistakes. It's okay. It happens. He's not getting traded. It doesn't matter. It's to me, it's a non-story. If he sits, then we have Mims. Mims has been upset about playing. Here you go, dude. Go play go block. My whole thing is, it just, to Alex's point too, it just tells you a lot about Elijah Moore. We're winning games. We're throwing, Zach Wilson threw the ball 10 times. How many targets do you want? Or he had 10 completions. How many targets do you want? He threw the ball
19
times.
pass attempts, bro. 19 pass attempts against the Packers. Where do you want him to go? If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you.
Yeah.
But you're winning.
And it's to your point too, is we're 6 games in. People
Yeah.
people could catch fire in the middle of the season. A lot of target shares have changed since Joe Flacco has left and Zach Wilson comes back, because we're not throwing the ball 50 times a game. We don't want to be. We talked about it. We said when Zach Wilson comes back, ease him in, run the football. What's happened? Breece Hall is one player of the week twice in the last 3 weeks. He's dominant. He catches the ball and runs for 80. He runs for 30 and on impromptu plays and scores touchdowns. He is dominant. Feed him the ball. Michael Carter's look good. We've been fine. To me, it's just a non-story. Elijah Moore can do whatever he wants. They can write whatever he wants. Nothing's going to happen with him.
You know what would be more shocking, would be less shocking to me? It'd be actually if Michael Carter came out and said, hey, man, I want more touches. And you'd see Breece Hall I get it. He's a rookie. He's doing well. Sure, we're still winning. I don't understand why you're doing this. But for the guy who's legitimately I'm not getting enough carries relative to my running mate here, and I was here first, I could understand that. I'm not saying it's right. I'd be less surprised about that. When you play a wide receiver and you got Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, all right, you got Elijah Moore, you got Braxton Berrios, you got Tyler Conklin, you got CJ Uzomah. There's so many other people that need to be fed too. It's not just a one-man show.
Yeah, John, what do you think about it?
It's just, well, really quick with this whole Michael Carter thing, I would be shocked because he can't block the rushers, so he doesn't want to get in, in those plays. I actually would be shocked. And where Elijah Moore, he's pissed, dude, because he's running the routes. He's open. We saw him open on a lot of plays. We're watching the 22 film again with Richie on, New York Jets Media. Shout out to his YouTube, man, because I watch the 22 film with him. It's more fun to watch with him than by myself, honestly. So, I'm watching it with him, and Elijah Moore's open on a lot of plays, and I can see why he's frustrated. But to be honest, I'm frustrated with Elijah Moore now because I disagree with Greg. I do think it matters, man. I think he matters on our team because now it's not going to be Mims. It's going to be Berrios in the starting lineup and Jeff Smith, making those, weird routes. And now Mims on the roster, sure, this week, which sucks. I don't want to have Mims on the back rather than Elijah Moore in the front. You know what I mean? That's not good, especially going against a hard Denver defense. Justin Simmons, their safety, kind of talking smack about Denver last week. Denver all in disarray. Melvin Gordon hates them, but I just wish that it worked out like that, right? Melvin Gordon has maybe one of the worst coaches ever in Nathaniel Hackett. has an issue because Latavius Murray comes in, takes over all the snaps, has a fight with him, gets demoted last game, talks his talk in the post game, and now they resolved it. He's literally starting this week. You know what I mean? And instead, we have the exact opposite that happens. And maybe you're right, Greg, about that being him being a veteran. And Melvin Gordon and Elijah Moore being a rookie, and this is kind of how it plays out. And maybe he's looking over to AJ Brown. Like, AJ Brown was young. He's my boy. When he did that, his whole thing, and he went to a perfect situation in Philly. I want to go to a perfect situation like in Philly.
AJ Brown was good though. Elijah Moore's okay. He's had 100-yard receiving game.
Yeah, he's not there yet. I agree. So I'm actually shocked that
he's also not the size of AJ
off.
Brown. That's the other thing too. Like, I was never big. Elijah Moore I liked as the season went on because he's good, shifty. But dude, he's not like he's 5'10".
I know.
My thing is, like, he's just not in the right space. I think he overplayed his hand. He has absolutely no leverage. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything in the NFL.
Zero leverage. And the thing is that before he even gets to a good team, they'd look at him and be like, "Oh, you were injured last season. You have an injury tag on you." Like, boom. And what I don't even know. Yeah, the Eagles are a great situation for AJ Brown. They're obviously killing it right now in the NFL, right? Undefeated. But I wouldn't say Elijah Moore would fall into that category. I wouldn't be surprised. Funny enough that DJ Bieniemy said the Texans should call the phone. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where he goes. Like, if that was to be, and not saying that it would happen.
What are you giving up though? Like, Greg kind of made a nice little point. Like, he has no leverage because what are you going to pay for him? Like, is somebody going to give up a first-round pick for Elijah Moore?
No.
Okay, then we can't do the trade.
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I said. I get that. I get that. I'm
sorry,
but if there's a dumb team to do that, it's not going to be a top contender, because a top contender is going to say, it's not like you're getting OBJ. All right. As much as I love Elijah Moore, I have the projection for him being like someone like Antonio Brown, right, on the field. When he gets to that level, it's not OBJ who just like started off and you're like, yo, that's primo talent, like when OBJ was on the Giants. It's not that situation where if he was like OBJ, I would say, yeah, I could see anyone in this league willing to move whatever, even if you're a title contender, to go get someone like that. That's not Elijah Moore. That's not him right now. Yeah, he's open all the time, but he doesn't have that resume. He hasn't shown it within such a short time frame.
Are you out on Elijah Moore, Alex?
I'm not off on Elijah. I'm not off on, like, I still like him as a player. It's frustrating when you really like have high stock in a player and they do something that's so out of character for what the Jets have been doing, right? They've been trying to draft all these high character guys that think about team and want to play for a team and want to be part of the team and want to be part of winning. That type of mentality is not really winning to me. Okay? It's like, I want to be the one to it's not I want to be the one to shoulder the load. Like T.O. is like, T.O.'s out here. We're like, oh yeah, T.O. really changes the entire dynamic of a team. Try to stop him. That's not Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is not that guy where you're like, Elijah Moore is going to be the single-handed guy to beat us right now. Could he be that down the road? I think so, but not right now. It just hurts, man. It just hurts that I have so much stock in this guy and he does something that's very selfish. That's really what it is. It's very selfish. And to Greg's point, immature. Like, he's 22, second year in the NFL, and you're just, for what? Like, for what are you gaining out of this? Because you didn't get some touchdowns yet? Because you didn't get the yards yet? It's going to happen. This thing's it comes in bunches, man. We haven't had the schedule where he's needed, and we also had some bad luck at the beginning of the year. Where's Joe Flacco? But it wasn't Zach Wilson. Like, read the room. Just read the room. Yeah. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What about you, Greg? What about you? Are you out on him?
I don't know if I was ever really in. I liked him as he was going last season. I liked when he came back from injury. He was playing well, but dude, like I said, he's not. What is he? Who does he comp to? I get that Alex says that in a few years maybe he's Antonio Brown, but
you want to know who he is right now? It's Emmanuel Sanders.
Is he though? Because he's playing outside. Like, it's weird. I think it's weird. I think that if he chills out, we play the season out. Next season, we flip Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore. Garrett Wilson moves to the outside. Elijah Moore moves back to the slot to the inside, and everyone's happy. But dude, we're not gonna be throwing the ball. Like that's the problem with Elijah Moore. Like we have Denver coming up, we have the Patriots coming up, we have the Bills coming up. Like we have tough defenses. We're not gonna be throwing the ball a lot because we run the ball so well. To me, it's like crazy because I was laughing earlier when you were talking. It's like the whole I was talking about with the Green Bay Packers. Like they just throw the ball, get incompletions, and punt. Like why do that? You have 2 good running backs. Why do that? Like, Elijah Moore is just not... It's all about him. It's not about the team. It's not about being 4-2, being a third team in the AFC. It's insane. So...
All right. So, let's keep it on that same level of insanity. And the Jets are...
Oh, wait. Are you in it or are you out on Elijah Moore? We didn't get that answer.
That's a good point, Alex. That's a very good point.
Listen,
Listen.
I'm frustrated. I'm just as frustrated as you guys are with Elijah Moore asking for a trade on a freaking Thursday, bro. It's Thursday. You know what I mean? Like
to me, it's like a tantrum. It's like, dude, all right, just go sit in the corner and be quiet. Like you're not gonna play this week. Just chill out. I don't think it's crazy.
That's why they sent them home.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is Thursday. Like we have a game on Sunday. We're traveling tomorrow. Like what are you talking? Our last injury report's tomorrow. Like what are you talking about? You ask. Like we had the conversation today. I really do think that he wanted to keep it in house. He was pissed at the Jets said something, but he wasn't at practice, and that's why it escalated. As soon as it came out first, Connor Hughes, who we trust a lot, he reported, oh, he's just home for personal reasons. Right away, he's like, this is a fluid situation. Now he wants to be traded. Like, it just felt like as soon as it came out, they're like, oh, no, we told you if this comes out, we're going to ask for a trade, and now we're going to ask for a trade. That's what it just smells like to me. So I'm frustrated with him, but I'm not out on Elijah Moore. I want Elijah Moore to just be back and just play the outside. Garrett Wilson to play the slot. And Barrios to get, wide receiver, sweeps. Like I want that same exact thing to happen. I don't want anything to change, but again, they're not robots. It's not Madden. They have feelings. Well, I get it. He wants the ball more. I don't know.
I like that, John. Man. I like that. Hold on. John is in his tinfoil hat theory bag. I like that though. Because let's be real here. All right, let's be real here. Agents have their agendas. Players have their agendas. Everyone's got an agenda over here. Okay, Jets' agenda is obviously trying to win. All right. I like that point, though, where it's like, all right, Elijah Moore, you tweeted something out because that was the thing. They didn't like how he went out Twitter after they won earlier in the week and did that. So I could see the Jets saying, hey, man, just go home, do this. We'll say family reasons if it gets to that, but just go home. The media came through saying, hey, Elijah Moore's not here. Elijah Moore's not here. Where's Elijah Moore? Where's Elijah Moore? And then
he
just
tweeted right after the game. I mean, they're already going to ask questions about him.
And they're ready. Rich Cimini is right there with that notepad. It's like a loaded gun. It's like a loaded gun, bro. He's ready to go. And so they're probably like, oh, where's it? What's happening? What's happening? And because I think Rich Cimini had frustrated player not at practice. Jets come back and probably, I think it was the response, home personal reasons. Elijah Moore's like, nah. I'm going to show you that I'm in control here. I want to trade. I think the agent did that trying to get some leverage. Not necessarily saying that he wanted to trade. I think he's just trying to get some leverage.
Listen,
I don't know what the leverage is.
He'd be perfect on the New York
Giants. This is a half-baked idea, bro. Don't ask me for full-baked ideas, all right?
Because he'd be perfect on the New York Giants. But if the New York Giants give us a first-round pick.
Stop that right now.
If the New York Giants gave us a first-round pick, I would go over there and smack the GM. I would personally smack them. I'd be like, you are the dumbest franchise right now. Do not give it, even though you're doing well right now, you're not going to get that quarterback. Do not, but if they do, great, I'll take it.
No way. No one's giving a first-round pick. He wasn't even a first-round pick himself. Why would they give a first-round pick for a guy who's been injured and hasn't played a full season?
I'm just saying.
It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. To me, it's a non-story. I know we spent like 20 minutes on it. I really do think it's a non-story. Whether he's out there or not, whatever.
Let's move on to why we're all really here, why we're all really happy, why the vibes are immaculate.
Immaculate, John.
Undefeated on the road. The Jets are undefeated on the road going into – talk about disrespect, dude. this game opened at plus 3.5. I mean, I hammered that line. I think I personally had a difference in moving this line. I just kept taking it and everything every single day. I'm just like taking it. We don't know what's happening with Russell Wilson and his shoulder, now his hamstring. Russell Wilson's a very contested guy on this specific podcast. Greg has been off of Russell Wilson.
Greg's smiling and shaking his head.
Greg has been off Russell Wilson for a couple of years. Alex and I have just gotten on board this year. I thought Denver was going to be good, and so did Alex. Their defense is good. Russell Wilson is not. Javonte Williams being out is an issue. We saw them solve we talked about Melvin Gordon being, disgruntled, but they solved that issue, it looks like, quote unquote. Latavius Murray.
Dude, Latavius Murray last week, I felt like he looked like prime Derrick Henry out there. I don't know if he was on stilts or what. He looked bigger than everyone. He was running dudes over.
Relax over there, relax.
Dude, he looked big.
It was crazy. Justin Simmons talking smack about his own team. It's interesting what's going on in Denver. So I'm trying to stay as even keeled as possible. I love that it's a 4 p.m. game. That makes me happier than anything in the whole world. I didn't realize it until we did.
Jets winning a 4 p.m. game.
That's the thing, dude. That's why. Like, even if you go back to our preview, I've been right about every single game so far, 6-0. And I had the Jets losing in Denver because there's no way the Jets are gonna go into Mile High and keep the road streak going.
You thought.
I thought, but let me know, guys. Talk to me. I'm telling you right now. Like, of course, I think the Jets should win this game. 100%. The New York Jets should win this game and maintain third in the AFC because the Bills are on a bye and the Chiefs are obviously going to win because they never lose. Okay, so we assume that the Jets could keep their third spot. Is it actually going to happen?
Yes.
I'm nervous.
Oh, it's happening.
It's happening,
This is
Alex?
happening. This is
Talk
happening.
me about this game from your perspective, man.
Look, man, Russell Wilson, as you said, with your great analysis, stinks. So because of that and because of how our defense has been playing, I don't know how you put 2 and 2 together. It just sounds like a successful day. The question for me is not even on the defense. I think the defense is going to show up. You're going to have to throw on Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed. That's just been impossible. They've been guarding everybody, man. Look, I don't care that Tua was out against the Dolphins. It was still 70 yards total between both of them. All right, like and Tyreek Hill can go crazy with it. You could just throw a 5-yard dink and he could take it to the house. That didn't even happen. All right, we've guarded so many good wide receivers up to this point. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy do not scare me. They are good wide receivers, but they're nowhere near to what we've had to face previously. I think DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner could take these guys on. You talk about our front line, man, our defensive line. Quinn Williams has been on another level. Carl Lawson is now starting to get to the quarterback, cause some pressures. John Franklin Myers has just been taking his game up after the contract. We were questioning where he was. All right. Everybody, man, like we got everybody back healthy on the defensive side. It's just good right now. Good vibes on the defensive side. So I'm not worried on there. Question more so is the offense, but what are your guys' thoughts on the defense, man? This defensive matchup.
Let's stay there. I already don't agree with you. I think Sutton and Jeudy are really good. I think
they are good.
Match up.
They are good.
They
are good.
I just think at this point, I think they match up with the other guys. I just think at this point, and I put my money where my mouth is in terms of fantasy. I have Sutton everywhere. It's a must bench. He's literally a must bench against Sauce Gardner. It's not. I'm not even being facetious. I'm not even joking. I picked up Pickens playing on Sunday night against Miami instead. That for me is a way better play than Cortland Sutton because he's playing against Sauce Gardner. I really trust our defense. And at this point, you got to trust Denver's defense because if Denver had a bad defense, they would be losing games by 50, right? So you got to trust Denver's defense and you got to trust the Jets defense. Greg, what do you think about this game, man?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was looking at it beforehand. Dude, Denver's defense, I mean, it's legit. They've let up, 1,100 yards in the course of the season. It's 5th best in the NFL. Great pass defense. We saw it against the Chargers this week. I mean, 10 targets to Eckler out of the backfield, two completions to Mike Williams including the overtime catch. So their defense is legit. They're stout up front. They had one weird thing going on, though. I was just looking it up. We talked about the Miami Dolphins. I mean, they're the second most penalized team. We talked about it on Winning P Weekly. You can check that episode out. We go over all the NFL games. I talked about the Miami Dolphins penalty issues. The Miami Dolphins are the fourth most penalized team in terms of yardage in the NFL. Denver's number one. So Denver commits a lot of penalties. They had a weird game last week with four PIs against the same player. So
short week too.
Yeah,
Monday night overtime.
Yeah, in LA.
Quarterback.
Yeah, and then there's the whole Russell Wilson thing. I mean, is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Who knows? We just know, to your point, John, he stinks.
Is he always hurt?
He'll be hurt. Every time he has a bad game, he's hurt. Like he missed he missed KJ Hamler wide open in the end zone to walk off and win a game, and they said afterwards he was hurt. He threw a perfectly good ball. Stephon Gilmore was just guarding the guy that he was playing, and he broke it up. Your injuries on your body doesn't affect you reading wide open wide receivers 10 yards in front of you. So whether he's hurt, he's not hurt, whatever, to your point, he stinks. I just think, dude, it's going to be the same old thing, same old Jets. I'm trying to turn it around. I want the same old Jets to be a positive thing. I want to run the ball, play defense, kill special teams in Mile High, punt the ball a zillion yards, kick the ball a zillion yards, get Michael Clemens loose on a couple block punts.
Dude,
Q Will's going to do what Q Will
right.
does.
I love Michael Clemens so much.
Let's keep it rock and roll and same old Jets.
I got a question for you guys because, John, you said, and I agree, like Greg and I agree. I'm going to say I agree that Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy are really good wide receivers. I'm going to ask you if they're better than these couple wide receivers, all right? Just going through the teams that we faced already. Bateman and Duvernay.
Yes.
Okay. How about Amari Cooper and where is it? Amari Cooper and look up the name. Amari Cooper and Bryant and Davis. Not Davis, I mean Bryant. Cooper and Bryant.
I would go Sutton and Jeudy.
Sutton and Jeudy. Okay. How about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins?
I go T. Higgins and Chase.
Okay.
Right, Greg, are you in agreement so far? All three?
Yeah, I think Cooper's the best out of that Cleveland game, but the pairing of Jeudy is better. Yeah.
Even if he takes Peoples-Jones still.
Yeah.
Okay. How about for the Steelers? We got Pickens.
No.
Okay.
No
Not that.
Claypool.
They're
Claypool?
good, but they're. No. I think they're even.
Even? Okay, fine. I'll take Claypool. I'll take and Deontay Johnson too.
Johnson's
all
good.
Right. Yeah. All right. I like the Steelers maybe, but they have no
Waddle. Tyreek Hill.
Better.
They're better, but they're injured, I guess.
So it's injured. Who's injured? The quarterback?
You're right. I mean, no. Hill.
Waddles or Hills in a walking boot every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're not even going to ask the Packers because I'd take Jerry Jeudy and for Packers.
Sammy Watkins going back. Look out for him.
Yeah, those are some crazy wide receiver groups that we played. I didn't realize it was that good, Alex. Holy cow.
That's what I'm saying. So now you have Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
Now you have Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. So, and when I think about Russell Wilson playing as poorly as he has, look, man, I'm confident about this defense going in there. I'm very confident about this defense. The question is on the flip side. Yes, we're going to try to run the ball, but you're going to have some passing as well in there. Do you think this offense is going to keep up to overpower this Broncos defense?
How many points is Denver going to put up, right? So at least Dulcich is going to get a touchdown. Right, we loved him in during the Senior Bowl stuff. We loved him in the whole entire draft process. He's finally off IR. He killed it last week. He's going to kill the Jets because that's our weak spot. Okay, they're not going to run the ball, and without Javonte Williams, like, do you trust Melvin Gordon catching like the old Melvin Gordon, like out of the backfield? I'm not worried about Sutton at all. It's really, I guess, honestly, it's just like Dulcich, maybe a little bit of Melvin Gordon, some KJ Hamler, like slants. Jerry Jeudy should be covered by Reed. I don't know, dude. I don't think Denver's gonna score. Am I crazy? Of course, McManus is going to get 60-yard field goals.
I would say they kick field goals.
Of course, McManus is going to get 60-yard field goals. I cut him this week out of solidarity, but he's going to get the 60-yard field goals. I don't know. How's Denver going to score? What do you think, Greg?
I think, to your point, the tight end's going to score. I think they'll probably get another one some way, somehow. It doesn't really matter to me too much. Maybe they'll run it in. Maybe they'll get a penalty and move it down the field. We saw it in Green Bay. They were just giving out free first downs to Aaron Rodgers. What's going to stop them to give out free first downs to Russell Wilson?
That was insane. But listen, so that affects Alex's question, asking about the offense. Because if they're not really going to score, is it going to be another game where we talked about it at the top of this episode? Ground and pound, same old Jets, right? Like this new same old Jets that you're talking about. And Zach Wilson is not going to throw. He's gonna get 10 completions, but we're going to win the game by 30 again. Like, is that how it's looking?
Dude, that's what I can't figure out. And, like, we talked a little bit, I think, before recording about the Jets fan base and their division on Zach Wilson. I think we all agree so far in their careers, Justin Herbert is better than Zach Wilson. He couldn't throw a passing touchdown last week against this Denver defense. So now we're going to expect Zach Wilson to come in here and light it up? I just don't see it. I think he's going to get some yards. I think maybe he'll get one on a short throw or something like that, or maybe someone will break open. Corey Davis, he's been known for go for the long ball. But
could have been an Elijah Moore day, so like I could have been easily sitting here being like, "Oh,
this is a whole the script. The script was written, man. The script was written for Elijah Moore. If he just stayed, that's what's even more frustrating,
annoying.
bro.
It's so annoying. Yeah,
so yeah,
Surtain's
gonna be on Corey Davis, right? Corey Davis is our true one. So then, yeah,
exactly. It's all about Garrett. Garrett Wilson's been quiet. Maybe he gets up a little bit, but Berrios is going to get into this game too. We're going to see a lot of more Berrios than we have in the last couple of days. So, Alex, what do you think about this offense, man? What do you expect to see against this Denver Broncos D? We watch them every week. They're literally on primetime every week. I feel like I've watched every single Denver Broncos game this year. I'm not even joking. Like live, not even not even like a replay.
It's not, man. It's just been Bronco because I mean I would be hyped too. You have Russell Wilson and Denver, and you're like, hey, this should be a good matchup. This should be good because prime time, revamped offense, whatnot. But I don't know. The Broncos got a pretty solid defense, man, against the run. They're pretty stingy. So I'm still looking for the Jets to establish their ground and pound offense, right? Breece Hall, Michael Carter, those are the guys. I'm thinking trying to get them a little bit out of the backfield, run some wheel routes to get them more activated. This one's going to be a little difficult, just trying to go up the middle. I'm going to look for them to try to get to the outside a lot more in this game. If you're going to run on Denver, up the middle is just no-go for me. But you're going to have Zach Wilson pass, man. Honestly, you're going to have to shake things up this game. You're going to have to do some play action, keep the defense on their toes. But that comes with establishing the run first. It's going to be difficult against Denver. I think the Jets can do it. This is going to be a tight game. This is going to be a really tight game, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to get up to I think max might be 20 points in this game for the Jets to win. I think it's going to be something close to like I'll save the score for the end because that's where we always do it. But I really think this is going to be a tightly contested one.
Greg, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, again, just going off the most recent game that we saw, I mean, it wasn't a good game. But the recipe for success for the Chargers, besides getting a punt and that being their best offensive play, was throwing to the running back. Breece Hall can catch it. We saw it at Iowa State. We've seen it this year. Michael Carter can catch it. We saw it at Carolina. We saw it again with him last year. We see it this year. So it's going to be throwing to the running backs. I really do believe throwing to the tight ends. I'm blanking on the big tight end for the Chargers right now. It's like 6'8" or whatever.
Everett.
Parham, I think. He got hurt, so he was in and out, but they were going to him. It was the number 2 and number 3 wide receivers. That's what's so disappointing about the Elijah Moore thing. You guys just said it. It was the number 2 and number 3 wide receivers that got it done for the Chargers when they needed to. It was going to be a Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore week. I still think it's going to be if Elijah Moore can just calm down.
I don't think he's going to play.
He might not. So maybe it's a Mims and Garrett Wilson week. I don't know.
Berrios. What about Berrios, bro?
Yeah, we'll get Berrios in the mix, dude. I think it's special teams. I think we're going to have a special teams touchdown or big special teams play, a block.
Barrios has been flirting with some yards in the punts
Yeah,
and the
special teams has
kickoffs.
been
Yeah.
good, man. Special teams has been great. The defense has been
Number
great.
one DVOA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Offense has been great too. It's just not sexy. It's not lighting up the scoreboard, but dude, unders have
Bottom of
been
the league
hitting.
in DVOA.
Yeah, the whole NFL. There's parity across the league. The Jets are third in the AFC. That should tell you all you need to know about good teams being bad, bad teams being good. Everyone's on equal footing. The games haven't been crazy. I think it's gonna be a little more high scoring than ours once we get into scores, but
Let's do it. I think it's gonna be 24-10 Jets. Or 24-13. Mad field goals.
24-14 for you, John?
13, right?
13. Sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah, 13.
Wow.
Touchdown, 3 field
13.
goals.
Yeah.
Wow. Greg, what do you got?
I'm going 30-20. Keeping it nice, keeping it easy. I think we get 2 or 3 touchdowns. I think we kick a lot of field goals ourselves. Dude, I think this offense is in rhythm despite what people want to say about Zach Wilson. I think it's been beautiful because we haven't had to put the pressure on Zach Wilson. Don't make an easy thing hard. If it's working, it's working. Keep it running with Breece Hall. Keep it running with Michael Carter. Short passes out of the backfield. Hit the tight ends. CJ Uzama, I talked about in the beginning of the year. Where is he?
Dude,
He's
I
been
love
showing
him.
up. He's been playing good. He's blocking. He's out there doing what he needs to do. Conklin's been good.
Listen,
Just
if
keep
you're
it simple.
if you're still listening right now, as a Jets fan, every time you see CJ, just know he's about to put his helmet inside someone's chest, and we're about to get some yards. Just watch him.
Yeah.
Yo, watch him. Just watch him run across, and we're about to run it. Everybody knows we're gonna run it, and he's gonna smash his head into someone. Even if they do the play action, he's still gonna smash his head into someone.
One last thing,
Damn,
too.
yo, I love watching him live. I'm telling you, I love watching CJ Uzama.
Dude, he's great. One last thing, too. Breece Hall tweeted out today when he won Offensive Player of the Week. Shout out to the offensive line. I think it's disgusting that we've been talking about Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore as a fan base. I think we should be talking and singing the praises more of AVT, who's willing to play any position on the field. That's the type of guy we need. That's the young man we need in this organization, in this locker room. Lankin Thomas has been playing great. Fant's been a warrior. Doesn't go surgery. Fights it out. This is what we need from this team. We need this offensive line to keep playing the way they're playing, allowing us to run, allowing Zach Wilson protection, because I get nervous every time he gets hit.
Greg sounding like a 50-year seasoned Jets fan. That's the young man that we
Like
need.
that?
Yeah,
I'm getting
Elijah
a little
Vera
older.
Tucker. That's
My
the young
birthday's
man that we
next
need.
month. I'm getting a little older. 22 all of a sudden is a lot younger than what I am, Alex. It's freaking me out.
Dude, I have a serious question. What's gonna happen when George Fant becomes a right tackle and Elijah Vera Tucker becomes a guard?
Breece Hall's going to run for 300 yards? I don't know.
I think that's happening next week
I hope so.
versus the New England Patriots.
Shocking.
Dude, what's
When-
nice
When
about
we retired to Brickishaw Ferguson. That's a perfect day.
that is a beautiful day for it.
Great day. Great day. The O-line needs to be beastly that day then. All phases. Pancakes everywhere. I need to see pancakes everywhere.
Listen. I'm allowed to get ahead of myself because we are almost an hour into this episode. We're at the end here. I'm allowed to get ahead of myself, okay? If the Jets win in Denver and we are undefeated on the road and we come home, we retire the Brickishaw Ferguson and we beat Bill Belichick, whether it's McCorkle or whether it's the other idiot they got, Zappy or McCorkle, we beat whatever dummy they have back there with Bill Belichick. We beat them at home at Jet Life Stadium because it's going to be rocking for undefeated on the road. And I'm going to be like an idiot screaming my head off. Okay? Is it an obligation by the National Football League to flex the Jets Buffalo at home at Jet Life Stadium to Sunday Night Football?
Yes.
For the AFC East division, the number 1 and number 3 seed, let's call it.
Yes.
Everyone just keeps winning. In the
Yes.
AFC?
It sounds ridiculous to say, but we'd be 6-2. Yes, they would have to.
Oh my god! All right, Day by day, I just keep thinking about that aspect of my life.
I don't. I'm nervous. The more I talk to Jets fans, the more I get nervous about Denver because we are hyped like we've never been hyped before. It's
makes
scary.
no sense.
Well, that's why
we should lose. We should lose,
Yeah.
but we're gonna win.
We are going to win, and that's why my score is going to be 20-10 Jets.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. Look, man, Broncos haven't scored jack.
I know. They suck.
They have not scored jack this season. It is putrid considering I'm a Jerry. John, you say you have Cortland Sutton. I have Jerry Jeudy. So it seems like we're on the right wavelength over here as co-host choosing next thing I know, I need Greg choosing the tight end or something for Denver, but I don't think that's happening.
I'm all over Dulcich. I'm all over Dulcich, not only in fantasy, but in the Mojo stock market. I've had Dulcich from day one because we studied him so damn much going into the draft.
The highest amount of points the Broncos have put up this season was against the Raiders, which you could just score on the Raiders in all honesty. Yeah. And they only got they got 23 points. All right. They couldn't score more than 10 against the Colts. They couldn't score more than 16 against the Chargers, another team they could put up points on. All right. They beat the 49ers 11-10. They got lucky there. 16-9 against the Texans. 17-16 against the Seahawks. I ain't gonna be no high scoring. It's gonna be a tough game because of the defense. Don't get me wrong.
Could you do
Broncos
me a favor,
defense.
Alex? Just for a cherry on top here, could you read me the Jets couple last games? It's just music to my ears. This is we're talking about last.
Yeah, we're talking about teams scoring points, how they've done the last few.
Yeah,
just
you got
for the fans at home, so they can know.
You're a sick man. You're a sick man over there.
How many points have the Jets been scoring? Just so we're even and fair and honest.
27 against the Packers, 40 against the Dolphins, 24 against the Steelers, 20. What was it? They only scored 12 against the Bengals, 31 against the Browns, 9 against the Ravens. But recently, with Zach Wilson though, we haven't scored once. That's actually weird to say. Than 24 points,
and he has 1 touchdown. I'm hyped. Let's go. I get so hyped every time I talk about Zach Wilson and how he has no touchdowns. And then when other people talk about how Zach Wilson has no touchdowns in a negative way, I get pissed. It's really this weird.
Makes me so angry, John. We said on this podcast last
no turnovers.
Go to the Super Bowl. Go to the Super Bowl and don't throw a touchdown. That would be historic. That would be awesome. I would take it. Sounds like half this fan base wouldn't take it.
Hold on. Whoa. Can we let's not forget here, all right? Being Jets historians. The Jets won the Super Bowl out throwing a touchdown against the Baltimore Colts.
I'm so happy you said that because I was nervous. Like the Jets stink. Like even when they won the Super Bowl, they were not good. I went back and watched those games. Joe Namath was not good in those games.
For those times, he was, man. That's all that matters. All right.
He was good in the AFC Championship game. Throwing
50%. Throwing 50% then was like, whoa, guy throwing 50%. That's wild.
One last thing before we get out of here, Alex, you said the Broncos scored, was it 16, 13 points on the Chargers? They can score. One last thing before we get out of here. Shout out to Joe Douglas, not signing J.C. Jackson, getting benched, $80 million contract on the bench. Who do we get? DJ Reed instead, top defender in the league on a cheaper contract. Shout out Joe Douglas one more time.
And Sauce Gardner, man.
I wanted DJ Reed and JC Jackson, and I'm so glad that we have DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner. What a world.
What a world
in
indeed.
Joe we trust.
In Joe we trust indeed. And on that note, this is a good place to end the Jets episode of the Knicks Jets Etc. podcast. Thank you all for tuning in for another Jets episode.
Wait, Greg. What's the record that the Jets have to be for us to guarantee that we're going to Minnesota? I want to know from now.
Oh, the record?
What's the record?
How many games do we have? That we have to be before Alex puts the call on the end of this episode. Guaranteed for sure we need to win 4.
If we win 4 more games, so if we have 8 wins by week 13, week 14, we play Minnesota. All right.
Right, because there's 5 games until then? 6 games until then?
Yeah. So if we have 8 wins.
Yep.
Okay. We have 8 wins. You heard it here first. We're going to Minnesota.
We're going
for the Jets game. All right, go ahead, Alex.
And on that note, thank you all for tuning for the Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, Etc. podcast. You all know what to do for free. You can make sure to subscribe to this podcast. It's free to do. It helps us out to create more content. Please make sure to do so. We're on all audio listening platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. If you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star rating. And if you listen to us on Apple, please make sure to leave a review or comment. We're also partnered with Fanside and Minute Media, so you can find this podcast on the Jet Press or the Daily Knicks. We also got that YouTube page, Knicks coming, Jets coming, ETC period. Find the page, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you know when the new episodes drop.
Nobody
When you
writes
watch
it
a video,
out. That's just wild.
no one writes out shit. Bro, that shit's just wild, man. Find the page, subscribe, hit that notification bell. When you watch a video, hit the like button, leave a comment, add to the conversations. Let us know your thoughts and opinion. Do you think the Jets are going to win this week? Come on, Unc. I want to see you back in the comment section.
Oh, hold on. He texted me.
You got an official statement?
He texted me in the morning. So before the pod came out, so it wasn't a response as far. So it was just
Damn.
a regular tweet. It was Monday at 8 in. He texted me, "What a beautiful day." He said with Siri, probably driving to work in the morning. and I said, I still can't believe it. And we started talking a little bit about Green Bay. So he's all the way back, man. Uncle Mike is all the way back.
Uncle Mike is all the way back. Unc is feeling the immaculate vibes, man. And don't worry, the immaculate vibes are going to continue into this weekend because we're going to whoop the freaking Denver Broncos. So let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think about this game. Are the Jets going to win? Are we going to continue this win streak? We're going to be 4-0. We're going on a 4-game winning streak, people. Let us know. Let us know. But while you're also over at this YouTube channel, while you're also over here, check out the other podcast, Winning Picks Weekly. John, video producer Greg, and our guy and co-host Chip Murphy. These guys go through every single sport possible. Right now, it is NFL and college football season. So you know what that means. If you need to put money down the line, these guys got you covered. These guys have been killing it. All right? Let me tell you, they've been killing it. If betting was fully legal, it's legal. It's not up and operational yet in Massachusetts. If it was, be over, guys. Be over. I'd be winning pots of money. I could retire. Just because I listened to that podcast. I listened to their podcast, I'd be retired. So make sure to go check them out.
Ask Tsunami about it. She'll tell you.
Yeah, she knows. She knows the vibes. And then last, and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. We are there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for the Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, Etc. podcast. We out.
Yo, Greg, 8 wins too much. That's only one loss. I would play the Bills.
We're going to get a Jets fly, Alex? Give us a Jets fly real quick. We're going to Denver.
Jets fly out? Jets fly?
Yeah, Jets fly.
Jets Nation? Let's fly.